three of our speakers today are giving competent communicator presentations. His is number 4, how to say it. And Madam Timekeeper, this is a 6 to 8 minute speech. Master Timekeeper, please. 6 to 8 minute presentation. The goal is how to say it. The title is Chronicles of an Immigrant. Chronicles of an Immigrant, Nilesh S.
Good morning. How's everyone doing?
Good morning.
Last evening I called me and said you're speaking tomorrow, and it's like, well, I'm not ready for this. I guess I was going to do my photographic presentation this time, and I thought it'd probably take some more time to coordinate that. So I wasn't ready for it. So I thought I was going to talk something else that's close to my heart and it's always on my mind. And so I kind of touched on it last time. So I'm going to talk about my experience as an immigrant and how I deal with differences in the culture, and at the same time help my kids grow with it, and at the same time create a conducive environment which kind of helps my kids to be part of both cultures and expose them. So I moved to USA about 12 years ago. It seems like a long time, and it took me a long time to become part of this culture. I was resistant to so many different things. I'm vegetarian. The food habits here are so different. And it took the last 5 years or so. I'm feeling more comfortable here. I think I can live here for a long time. And I think this country welcomes me, and I'm kind of becoming part of this. So, doing so, I feel that my kids are probably not getting the same experiences that I am. Because every time I call to India over the weekends and such, one thing that I notice is when I start talking to my folks in India, it's like, the example is I was talking to my brother last week, and he was talking about a trip that he took on the same trail that I have been many years ago. And he was talking about the same people that he met, and he had a flat tire in his car, and I had a flat tire, and he actually went to the same garage and talked to the guy. It's a completely remote place, and he'd never been there, or never stayed there. And he actually remembered the guy who was actually fixed his tire, and I was thinking, it just came alive in me. It was like a blast from the past, and I thought, that I'm so close to this. I haven't forgotten any of this. It's kind of frozen in my mind, even though it's 12 years back. And the Christian India is kind of changing now a lot. But the thing that I brought with me 12 years ago, they are still with me. And I feel that, and then the conversation went on talking about summer vacations and such. And I thought, what? There's a lot of things that my kids are getting here, but things that I have seen, I have experienced, they are not getting that. I mean, don't get me wrong, my kids, they have their own life and they have their own experiences, and they are free to live that. But there are certain things that they are never going to get, and one of that is something that I had in my past. And that is, basically, I don't have any family in the USA. So when I was growing up, I was a kid. I was back in India. So, I come from a middle class family, and my parents wouldn't take us on a vacation every year. So what they did is they took us to our grandparents, and we have a big family. You're nodding, so you know what that is. And all cousins came together in summer. And we had so much fun, we had such a blast. It was miserable for our grandparents because there were so many kids there. But it was just great. It was just great fun. And I kept thinking, my kids need to see that. They need to see that. We are such a spread out family now, my generation. I'm here, my brother is in India. My wife's family, she has only sister. She lives in Indonesia. So it's very hard for us to kind of get together at the same time. But I was kind of determined. I thought, we have to make this thing work. And, so we planned this trip to India to kind of give them, more experiences of these things. And the trips to India are not easy, believe me. And, to get these experiences more frequent, you have to go more frequently. And it's not easy to do that also. So we try to do it every alternate years. A trip to India is about 3 to 5 weeks, fair. very tiring, and you go to India and you're spread out again in India, family everywhere. So you travel pretty much, place to place every couple of days. And that's a lot for the kids too. But at the same time, they see everyone for a couple of days every time they go in 2 years. There's no bonding developed. There's no connection developed to those people. I know them from my childhood. I spent them 20, 30 years with them, and so that bonding. I was struggling with this. How do I do this? How do I make my trip as a vacation, because it uses all my vacation time? How do we make this more fun at the same time traveling? And at the same time, I was thinking, how do I make all those kids come together from 3 families and enjoy each other's company, and kind of remember this trip going forward and develop that bonding that they need to. So I planned a trip, for all 3 of families to go to a picturesque state of Kerala in India. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's very famous for its backwaters. It's a very serene country, very beautiful. Pace of life is very slow. You can go there and stay there. They have these houseboats, which are like big houses floating on water. So you can stay there for a couple of days and have fun. So we made a trip for over 8 days, and we are, we all 6 of us are working. So it was very difficult for all of us to kind of plan this together. At the same time, make sure that we have the vacations lined up. At the same time, making sure that the kids don't fall sick and stuff like that. So what we did was, we planned for a month about this thing. There were so many problems, and everyone had different jobs and stuff like that. But finally we came together. We had this great trip. 5 kids, 6 adults. They're pretty much very similar age, about a year age difference. I was thinking, they're going to start having fights in about like 4 hours or so. And, that's how we are to deal with. There won't be any fun. But it was amazing. Absolutely no fights. We had like 1.5 to 14-year-old, and you basically convince the 14-year-old, and down the line, everyone is following him. And it was just amazing trip to remember for them. For us too, I got to spend time with my brother's family. My sister got to spend my wife, she got to spend time with the family. And so, and it never happened before. That 8 days is just such a memorable trip for all of us to have. There isn't a week goes by my daughter tells me, Baba, let's go back and have that trip again. And so she just talks about the kids and her younger brothers and elder brothers, and how she learned a few things and how she shared with them. And that's the experience that I think that I wanted them to have, and she's kind of proud of it. I'm proud of that, the experience that they had it. So I look forward to those trips again in the future, and I suggest you guys try and do this, follow the same experience again. It'll be a lot of fun. Thank you.